G'day guys, just a really quick video for you, just to showcase a build I've been working on this weekend. This build was initially for a friend for a LAN party, however didn't eventuate. My friend may or may not end up purchasing this from me, so just thought I'd give you a quick look around it and give you an idea on how cheap this stuff can be to actually build. Most of the components in here are second-hand from Overclockers AU website. The forums there are fantastic with a great community. Those guys generally take care of their components pretty well. So if you're willing to buy second-hand, this sort of a build can be extremely cheap. But just to give you a really quick rundown on the components, it's a P8P67 motherboard, which is 1155 socket with an i5 2500K, GTX570 Phantom, and HX650 power supply with a Fujitsu S306 64GB SSD for the operating system and a game or two, and a Western Digital 500GB blue for a bit of storage. So nothing special in terms of hard drives or SSDs, but like I said, this is as lower cost as possible with a decent gaming output. The fans through all of the reservoirs are Zigmatech XLF F1256 fans. These are the additions with the 4 white LEDs and frosted blue blades. And the rear exhaust fan is a Bitfinex Spectre 140mm blue LED fan. So nothing too over the top in terms of hardware or anything like that. The radiators, the front radiator is an RX120 and the top radiator is an XSPC AX240. And the bay res that we're using is a coolants bay res with a D5 pump. It's the bay res with dual D5 pump compatibility, but I'm only using one in this build. No need for two for extra flow or redundancy or anything like that. The case itself is a HAF932 case. It's not the advanced version, it's the very original version. So all the interior used to be that horrible sort of aluminium kind of colour, dark, like light grey. It was awful. So that's been completely powder coated. I've removed the hard drive bays from the bottom, so it's just a little bit of simple de-riveting. I've also got a slight mod on the rear of the case that goes with the side panel mod that I'm doing at the moment. I'll just show you that. So basically the HAF932 normally comes with the side panel with a lot of corrugated, meshed side panel where you can fit a number of 120mm fans or a 200mm fan, etc. So I've just removed that. That'll be, the gaping hole there will be replaced by some smoked grey acrylic to match the top acrylic panel. So that'll show off the components a little bit more. So I'll eventually get around to doing that, but not quite yet. So to quickly bring you in and show you around the build a little bit, there's still a few components that need to be finished off, namely cable management, etc. is pretty average in there at the moment. The HX650, it's all stock cabling. I haven't sleeved any of the cables yet. I will be at some point, or depending on how lazy I get, I'll just be grabbing some Bitfinex extensions and using those for the 24-pin and the 8-pin CPU power. But yeah, you get a bit of an idea on how it's looking. So it's Primo Flex blue UV tubing. The block is an EK-FCX0 GTX570 block for the Phantom. That all was provided secondhand from the Overclockers website. The hard drives are just sitting in the front optical bay now in a pseudo hot swap, I guess, kind of a bay at the moment, but they'll be fixed up properly when I finish off the build. But yeah, it's not looking too bad on the interior. Now you may notice that the actual tubing is quite loopy in this, and that was initially for my friend who wanted to see as much tubing as he possibly could without it being ridiculous. So it's a lot more tubing than I would normally use in a build. However, he wanted to see a bit of the tubing, so now that he may not be buying this, it sort of makes it a little bit obsolete, but that's alright. So I'll show you the front bay res. So the front bay res is a Coolant's RP452X2. So that's the one with the D5, dual D5s behind it. And we're using a silver kill coil in this loop at the moment, so no biosode or anything like that. No UV dyes or anything like that in the coolant, just purely distilled water. So yeah, that's pretty much the build as it is right now. Like I said, there's some changes still to be made with the cabling. Also the RAM, you'll notice there's only one stick in there. It's a Aries G-Skill or something like that. It's my default 4GB stick in case things go wrong. Because the Corsair Vengeance RAM I had is actually bad, so I've got to RMA that stuff. So that'll probably be replacing that in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see how we go. It's enough to test with anyway. So at the moment, in terms of how this system runs, I've done a really quick overclock on the CPU to 4.4 GHz, no problems. And the GTX570, a very, very mild 850 MHz on the GPU. I can't remember what the memory was overclocked to yet, but it's all been tested and working quite well. So definitely a beefy little gaming machine. So yeah, that's pretty much the build so far. So let me know what you guys think. I'll upload a video shortly with some of the lighting. I'll boot it up and show you how it looks in the dark, because it does have quite a nice lighting effect with those Sigmatech fans and the Bit Phoenix fan in the rear. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Any suggestions are welcome. Also, just as a bit of a shout out to the Overclockers AU website, depending on any interest I get in this build, I may end up selling it or parting it out on the forums there, so feel free to go and have a look, sign up and join that community, because it's a fantastic community. A lot of great guys there that help out all the time. So yeah, if you guys like it, please like, subscribe and comment, etc, etc, and I'll be back shortly with a video showing some of the lighting effects in this. So here's the case lit up with the fan LEDs, the blue fans in the rear and the white fans of the Sigmatech. It does provide a little bit of ambient lighting. This doesn't really quite pick it up well enough. However, you get an idea on what it's going to look like, or what it does look like. So the fans are actually providing a decent amount of lighting, even though this probably doesn't quite pick it up so well. But yeah, you can hear the fans, they're really loud in comparison to what I'm used to with the Corsair SPs. But still, the reason why I got these were, one, they were cheap, and two, they provided a bit of lighting that I wanted to be able to use in the build. So yeah, pretty simple, but a decent effect in the end. So yeah, again, let me know what you guys think of the build. Also, I should probably mention there's Bits Power silver shining fittings throughout as well, so they are left over from my other build as well. So they come up pretty well actually. I was going to use black fittings, but the silver fittings seem to work pretty well. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, again, let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, etc, etc, all that crap. But yeah, enjoy.